Business lessons you can learn from Vin Diesel. Now, a couple of years back, Vin Diesel was the highest grossing actor in the world. I don't know the exact figure of how many million he had made in the year, but a lot of it had probably come from the Fast and Furious franchise. But compared to everybody else in Hollywood that year, he was way ahead of everyone else. Now, I would never consider Vin Diesel a great actor. He's a decent enough actor. He can carry a role for a while. There was some good movies that he was in. I liked him in the Pitch Black movie years ago, the sci-fi one, and he had a good part in Saving Private Ryan. But other than that, I think he has been just kind of freewheeling in his acting skills. But the fact that he is the highest grossing actor in Hollywood at that stage is, if you think about it, I'd imagine there are better actors in Hollywood that, you know, could act him under the table, but they aren't making as much as he is. Now, there are writers right now, there are bloggers right now, there are probably some really, really talented writers that aren't making as much money as others. And why is that? Why is someone who maybe has less talent but has a larger following than some of these better writers, why is that happening? Well, I'll go through that in this video, this podcast episode. One of the things that makes Vin Diesel so popular is he has stumbled upon an idea that his audience likes and are willing to turn up to again and again and again. Now, depending on when you see this video or listen to this podcast episode, we could be heading into double digits with the Fast and Furious franchise. You know, when he came upon that idea and seen it had done well, everybody, or his audience, was interested in fast cars, fast women, bikinis, all those different things, all that kind of eye candy. They weren't looking for any highbrow storylines, because sometimes you could write maybe the storyline of a Fast and Furious movie on the back of a cigarette packet. It's that tiny, and there's huge plot holes in it if you actually do examine it properly. But if you switch off your brain and just let it play out, it is entertaining and it does distract you from whatever's going on in life. But his audience liked that type of movie, and because he knew his audience liked that movie, if he wanted to make more money, all he had to do was just do it again and do it again. And he's been doing it again and again and again, and he's getting well paid for doing it that way. Now, that's something you should consider if you do come upon an idea or something that's popular that you're doing. If it is successful, there is a good chance your audience will want it again. If you take it to fiction, if you can imagine if J.K. Rowling wrote the first Harry Potter book and it was really, really successful. Now, I don't know when the second one had come out or how big the audience was when the second book came out, but if you can imagine, if she wrote the first one and found out there was a huge audience that were hungry for more, why would she go off and do a book on some other topic or some other character? You would go straight back into Harry Potter again, and you'd be into book 3, and if that did well, then you'd be into book 2, then you'd be into book 3, and then you'd be into book 4. And as you can see, she made a series from it, and that series has paid off well for her. So that's something you should consider. You know, if your audience is telling you that they are interested in something, there is a good chance they will probably buy items like that over and over again. You know, if you come upon a fiction formula or characters that your audience loves, again, why would you do something new? Better to give them what they are looking for over and over again, because that's where you're going to make your money. And again, too, if you're maybe a blogger, if you find maybe some blog articles or some topics are really, really popular on your blog, why would you waste time, you know, branching off and going into a different topic or writing about topics that your audience isn't interested in? If they are interested in that topic or that subject, that is where you should focus, because that is what your audience is telling you that they want. So give more of it. Again, just like Vin Diesel had done, he realised that they wanted that kind of movie, and he gave it to them over and over again. And again, then too, you know, he's not a great actor, so sometimes, unfortunately, some of the cream doesn't rise to the top. You know, I'd imagine there are, well, I don't have to imagine, there are many actors who are better in Hollywood than Vin Diesel is, and they haven't got a fraction of the earnings he has, even though they are more talented. And you'll find that too in the Amazon Kindle store, you'll find that too in blogs and all that. You will find that it's not always the most talented people who rise to the top. Sometimes it's the mediocre ones, sometimes it's the average writers to get there, but there is a good reason why they get there. And that is something that Vin Diesel, Arnold Schwarzenegger and The Rock have put into play, you know, as they were doing their movie careers. And that one thing is marketing themselves. I remember hearing before, I don't know where I've heard it, but there was a movie studio that was planning on creating some movie. I'm not too sure what it was, but it was one of the ones that Arnold Schwarzenegger ended up getting. Now, at one stage they were looking for a better actor. I forget who it was at the time was being picked, but given the option of that better actor, who would probably create a better movie, but wasn't somebody who would do much marketing. They would be somebody who would, create the movie, maybe just do a little bit of marketing, maybe a couple of chat shows, but that's all they would do. They wouldn't go too much. But then you had Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was less talented than this other actor, but who could probably carry the role. He could do a decent movie. He already had an audience that followed him, and if there's one thing you can say about Arnold, he's not afraid of marketing himself. He's not afraid of putting his face all over the place. So back in those days when he was doing his movie career, he'd done more TV shows. He'd probably done, chat shows, and, he'd gone on to all those different things. He'd done over and over and over again. Any excuse to appear in front of a TV and any chance to promote that movie, he was all over it. And because the movie studio knew that if they got Arnold and they got him in the movie, there was a good chance that they could make their money back in that movie, because if anybody was good at marketing himself and marketing the movie, it was Arnold. And the other actor, while they were a better actor and could deliver a good movie, there was probably a chance that that actor wasn't going to be good marketing himself, and that movie wasn't going to be a success for that. And that is why Arnold got that movie role, was because of the marketing. And that's something that you need to be aware of. It's not all... It would be great if the cream rose to the top, but the cream only rises to the top if you are willing to market yourself, if you are willing to advertise yourself, if you're willing to get your name out there, if you're willing to go, promote yourself maybe through videos like I'm doing here, or create your own podcast, or get on other people's podcasts, or get on some platform, but promote yourself over and over again, or promote that work that you are creating over and over again. Those people, unfortunately, who might create wonderful blog posts that have a lot of thought and a lot of effort have gone into them, sometimes, unfortunately, they will sit back and they will rely on an audience to find that in a Google search, to share it maybe in a couple of Facebook pages, and for all the traffic to come that way. Or they will write that great Kindle book, leave it in the Amazon store, and expect Amazon, or they expect somebody to stumble upon it and say, wow, that's a fantastic book, I really should promote that. Whereas you need to do the promotion work yourself. You need to get your name out there. I'm sure Vin Diesel, again, less talented, but I'm sure he has put a lot of marketing work into getting the name of those movies out there. And again, he's given something that his audience is interested in, and he's given it to them over and over again. So think about that. What would Vin Diesel do when I'm doing here at the moment? Am I giving my audience what they're looking for? If I am not, maybe I should look at what worked in the past. Can I create a series, or can I create that same thing over and over again, or in some close way, closely related to that topic, because that's what my audience is interested in? And can I market this as much as possible and not rely on it to be found by accident? And then once you get the kind of snowball pushed on down the hillside, you will, over time, it will grow. More people will find out about it, and it will get faster and faster and faster as it goes along. I'm sure Vin Diesel probably does less marketing now for that franchise series, because all the marketing that went in the start, it's starting to pay off now. It was probably hard at the start, but because everybody knows the Fast and Furious franchise, and it's become a bit of a kind of in joke, there's not much marketing you need to do. It's just, oh, here comes another Fast and Furious movie. So it's on everybody's radar. So I'm assuming he probably doesn't do as much marketing, but I'd say in those early days he had to do a lot of marketing to get that idea off the ground. So give that some thought today. If Vin Diesel can make it to the top, Arnold Schwarzenegger can make it to the top, and people like The Rock and that, whose acting talents mightn't be the best, there's no reason why you can't make it to the top with a lesser talent like your own. Even though there may be somebody who may be ahead of themselves, if you market, you will get that audience. And again, keep that in mind this week. So if you'd like to ask me a question on the upcoming video, you're very welcome to reach out to barryjmcdonald@gmail.com. Or if you'd like to know more where these videos and podcast episodes are, do a search for Writecom. That's WRITECOME.com. And if you head over to the Writecom site, you'll find a great free report at the moment called Words to Wealth. And in it, I'm going to show you 10 ways you can make money from your words. And in one case, you only actually need to be a great writer. you can actually make money by writing less. Now, if that intrigues you, or if you'd like to put that report to the test, head over to Writecom now and download it and give it a go, and let me know how you get on with it. So, as always, thanks for sharing your time with me again today. Take care, have a great day. Bye bye.